Hey guys, it's Tracy here, the Chocolate Stew. Welcome back to my channel. I'm in Buffalo today. Yes, cold Buffalo. Actually, it wasn't as cold as I thought, but still cold compared to Florida. But it's been a long day, but I wanted to get into my hotel room so that I could share some things with you. Flight attendant lingo. Okay, so let's start with a fun one. It's called slam click. And when you hear a flight attendant or a group of them, they're talking, they've already checked into the hotel and the pilots are getting ready to go their way, flight attendants are getting ready to go their way, and someone says, hey, is anybody coming down? That means, is anybody coming down to eat at the restaurant or the bar to have a drink? And sometimes you'll hear a flight attendant say, oh yeah, I'll be down. And then someone will say, no, I'm gonna slam click. Well, what that means is, that flight attendant is going to their room, they're slamming the door, and they're locking it. In other words, it's just a term that we use when we just want to go to our rooms and do whatever we do in our rooms and we don't want to be bothered with anyone. So we say, we don't want to socialize, we want to slam click. You often hear us referring to going to a city or a town, usually it's a city, where we call them overnights, or some airlines call it layover. So that means, let's say you worked 3 legs today. I'll explain a leg later. You've worked 3 legs. You get to your final destination for that day, where you get to rest, go to your hotel. We call that an overnight. That means you're spending the night there. You're staying the night, or a commonly used term would be layover. Yep, overnight or layover. Okay. Lobby or van time. Lobby is a term that we use when we have to meet as a crew the next day. Okay, so let's say we're in San Antonio. We're on our overnight, everyone says good night, and we have a little, it's like a little key cards we get. And on the key card, the envelope, it'll say what time we are lobbying or van time. That means you must be, let's say it's 4:30 or 5:30 in the morning, van time or lobby. That means you must be down in that lobby, or you better be at that van at that specific time at 4:30 or 5:30, whichever time that is given to you. And you better not be late. Here's one. Maybe you all don't hear this term too often because it's really kind of internal, but we refer, first of all, the term is senior mamas. Now, a senior mama, which I am not, a senior mama is a person that has been with that airline for like forever. In flight attendant world or life, your seniority means everything. The more seniority you have, the better your trips are, the better days you work, the better layovers you have, and you've earned it because you've been with that airline for a long time. So we refer to those people that have a lot of seniority over everyone else, 30 years, 25 years, senior mamas. And do we call the guys that? I mean, we don't say senior papas. So I guess senior mamas. So yeah. Okay, so commuter. A commuter is a person that lives in one place, but they commute to work by plane, of course, to where they work. Okay? And a commuter also by car. But in this case, we're going to refer to taking a plane to work. So let's say a base, Baltimore. I'm based in Baltimore, but I live in Orlando. So that means I start off in Orlando that day, and I take a plane all the way to Baltimore. That's my base. I am considered a commuter. Now, if you live where you are based, of course, you're not a commuter. Sitting airport standby. Airport standby kind of ties it, and every airline calls it different. There's airport standby. Some airlines call it OPR. So what that is, you're on reserves and scheduling. They make our schedules. We communicate with them with everything. If we're sick, you know, whatever it is, we call scheduling. They handle all of those matters. So scheduling calls you and says, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. And they say, hey, Tracy, we need you for airport standby from 5 a.m. to, let's say, 10 a.m. So what you do, you get all your stuff, and you go to the airport, and you sit in the flight attendant lounge, and you sit there. And you sit there and wait to be called for a trip if there is one. So you just sit, you read, you do whatever you want to do, watch TV, you know, nap, whatever. And then scheduling will call the flight attendant lounge and say, hey, Tracy, I have a trip for you. You're going out of gate so-and-so. So what do? Gather your stuff and go to that gate. So that's called airport standby. Sitting and waiting. Or another term that we use is airport appreciation. Go figure. Crash pads. Crash pads. I guess maybe some of you all have heard of that. Crash pads are temporary housing, apartments, a home. They usually have several beds in that particular apartment or home where the flight attendants stay, or pilots, whichever one. And you just crash there, go to sleep, take a shower. It's like a home away from home. So if you live in Georgia and you're based in New York, let's say, you need a place to stay if you're not home. So it's just a temporary quarters, I guess you would call it. You stay there, you sleep, you shower, you eat, and you share it with other flight attendants. Non-rev. What that is a non-revenue person. That means you are not paying revenue. You are not paying for your ticket. So when you're off the clock and you're not working and you just want to go on vacation, you want to enjoy yourself, so you non-rev, meaning you catch a flight, you don't pay for it because you work for that airline. And yes, we can fly other airlines. There's usually taxes that we have to pay, but let's just stick to our own airline. Let's just say you want to go from San Diego to Washington, D.C. So you fly, and let's make it easier, standby. Maybe you could understand it that way. So non-rev is like going standby. If they have any available seats on that airplane, then guess what? You get to get on. You get a seat. You get to go from San Diego to D.C. So that's how it works. And we call that non-rev. So there's a lot more terms out there. I mean, I can't go over every last one of them, but I figured I'd at least give you a start on what some of the lingo is in the flight attendant world. Oh, I said I'd show you guys around this place. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay guys, I told you I would show you around a little bit, this hotel room. Well, there's the door right there. There's the door, and you walk. I'll show you that other part later, but this is, I said this is the Aloft. Yeah, it's really like IKEA-ish, I told you guys. Yeah, really like IKEA-ish. They have a desk, they have the TV, which I never watch. They have 2 beds in here. Usually my rooms have 2 beds, usually. And actually when you come in the front door, I should have showed you this first, but when you come in the front door, there's, oops, there I am, whoops. I have my pajama bottoms on. So anyway, this is like, there you go. And then there's the bathroom in here. You know, my battery's getting ready to wear out, so I'll show you that. Nice shower, you know. There's the door right there. And Okay, so that's it. It's a comfortable room. I can't complain. And then I get to pick which bed. Yeah, there you go. All my junk. All my junk. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my very quick room tour, and I hope you've gained a little bit more of an understanding of the flight attendant lingo terminology. So give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Comment below if you have any questions, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. And let me add something else. And if you'd like to know when I post a video, there's a little bell that's near the subscribe button. I think it's near the subscribe button. Just click on that so that you'll receive notifications when I post new videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you.